What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. I'm joined this morning with my friend Dylan Reed, live here on the Sports Empire Network for the Sunday Morning Drive. Dylan, how are you this morning, my good friend?
Doing pretty good. Got week one of football on college slate yesterday. I'm excited for week one. I'm a Seahawks fan, so I love seeing that Seattle against Denver. So I'm excited for week two. So week two should hopefully be better.
Yes, absolutely. As you can see, I'm a Chiefs fan, so I ain't got a dog in the fight today. My dog's already fought on Thursday, so um,
Good game.
and we'll
Good game.
talk a little bit about that game. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that game, but we'll kind of dive into today's games and kind of go from there. I know we do have Martin, our friend at Livewire Sports, joining us this morning. It looks like I don't know if Martin, can you hear us? I think he's still getting ready. I'm gonna give him some time. He'll be good. Um, so Dylan, I wanted to ask you what to kind of start this thing off. All right, it looks like we got Martin. Looks like we got him. There he goes. Martin, Livewire, how are you this morning, sir?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're just fine.
cool. Man, technical difficulties at the finest.
That's all right.
Hey,
Technology's wonderful when it works.
Right. I am so glad to be back, man. It's it's been rough the last couple. Out of town for a wedding, going out of town for a birthday party, then trying to get my feet solid ground. But hey, I'm here.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters, gentlemen. As Martin, as Dylan and I were just talking about, we got week 2 of football going on. Got a lot of games slated for today. Especially at that noon time slot, noon my time, Central Time. I don't know what. I know, Dylan. You mentioned you're a Seahawks fan. Are you on the West Coast, brother?
Oklahoma. I used to live in Kansas, so I'm a Kansas City fan. But no, I live in Oklahoma, so me as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that what now, Dylan? I don't know if you're old enough, but is that kind of like where your Seahawk fandom came from, or?
Basically, my Seahawk fandom came from try to push me not to be fans of their teams. When I started watching sports, they're like, you don't have to be fan of college sports. Before I ever watched, a lot of the college players I watched growing up just got drafted when I was ready to watch the NFL. I just did to Seattle. I didn't really wanted to be a Kansas fan, Dallas or Houston fans. So I've been a loyal fan since.
Nice. Well, so like I said, we've got a lot of games at that noon Central Time time slot. So kind of just want to get in and break these games down, get our score predictions, kind of talk about it a little bit, and any news that's kind of trending in the NFL this week, or news trending in football. This is a gridiron show. Doesn't have to all be about NFL. Our main focus will be the NFL, but so I'm gonna jump right into it, guys. It looks like Alvin Kamara and George Kittle are going to be, looks like they're going to be out if not game time decisions. I don't know what you guys have heard. I kind of just looked it up right before we jumped in here. I got Kittle on my fantasy football team, on one of my fantasy football teams. I'm in way too many fantasy football games.
I have Alvin Kamara, and that's not good for me. I'm only into being like 5 or 6, but I kind of started late this year, so I deal with 2 for right now. I'm good.
Yeah, man, I'm normally in 2, and that's it. But then this year, for whatever silly reason, I decided I was going to be in 6. So, yeah. But it was funny because, like I said, I was kind of like just gathering up some stuff before we jumped on. Saw that, and I was like, "Oh, that reminds me. As soon as we jump off here, I'm gonna have to go update my fantasy football team." You good, Martin? Were you saying something?
No, I'm good. I'm
Fantastic. So we'll kind of go down the list here. We got the other piece to the puzzle, Mr. Ryan Jones Sr. How are you this morning?
Man, I'm great. I realized what it was. It didn't like show that piece that showed right then. So raw thoughts, unscripted.
What's going on, Ryan?
What's up, big time? What's up, guys? Sunday morning drive here, baby. See Kansas City Chiefs. Bang, Niner game. I don't know who Dylan's fan of, but I know
Dylan's a Seahawks fan.
Oh man, praying for you today. Praying for you.
Hey,
Dylan,
my thoughts and prayers go out to you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey,
go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Hey, Dylan. Just for a side note, I used to live in Seattle, so that 10 o'clock game, getting up real early to catch the 1 o'clock game, then it's that set for 10 o'clock. Man, I'm telling you. So I'm back on the East Coast now, so where I'm good. I'm finally back to normal. So trust me, if you ever had chance to go a week or two, trust me, you'll see the difference. You really see the difference.
Well, Dylan's in Oklahoma, so he's in Central Time.
Okay.
So he's only 1 hour behind you guys, or behind you, Martin. Ryan, you're in Cali, aren't you? Or
oh no, I'm on the East Coast too. I'm in North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I got family that lives in San Francisco, Oakland area though, so that's why.
Brian.
So let's talk about this Thursday game real quick. The Chiefs and the Chargers. So a huge Chiefs fan. I know there was a huge split. There was a lot of NFL. I think I was watching NFL Game Day, and all the analysts had picked the Chiefs. I know in our group chat there was a lot of people that picked the Chargers. I know a lot of people that picked the Chargers. Kind of talk to me. Let's make the rounds on the table, gentlemen. What were your picks heading into the game?
Who goes
I thought Keenan Allen.
You're good, Dylan. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, I picked the Chiefs. I thought Keenan Allen was going to be too big, and I also just thought the Chiefs were just way too dominant for the Chargers to win this game. I feel like the Chargers had a good win. I wouldn't say strong one, but a good win against the Raiders. And using Keenan Allen would just be a problem. Factor in the running game. The running game really wasn't a factor at all. Justin Herbert, who was getting hit out there, especially. Overall, it was a good game. He just ended up throwing up that ended up really just sealing the game, and they really for that he was hurt a little. He in pain from some of the hits that he was taking. I picked the Chiefs, so I mean I felt very confident. Mahomes is probably going to win the MVP again. So yeah, I felt very confident, and then they ended up winning. So 1-0.
Hey, Dylan, you got AirPods in, don't you? Hey,
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you turn the AirPods off and just see how your audio is without the AirPods?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Martin, while he's doing that, go ahead, man. Talk about Thursday's game for us.
How does that sound?
Well, that sounds good.
Say something real quick, Dylan.
Hey, how does this sound? Is it good?
It's a little bit better and I've noticed this on my other shows. I do a lot of interviews, and a lot of people use the AirPods. Sometimes the audio has a hard time keeping up, like when you're fully talking. And I think it's like the noise cancellation feature on the AirPods.
Bring that off next time.
You're good, brother. All right, Martin, let's talk about it, brother.
Well, let's start. I didn't know Keenan Allen was he was gonna be out that game, but I felt like the Chargers defense would help them propel to a win. Even though it was Patrick Mahomes playing against each other, their games always seem to be really close. I felt like the Chargers could have sneaked the game. A lot of missed opportunities. A lot of opportunities that they could have really the game Thursday. But when you playing the Chiefs, you can't Patrick Mahomes to get in that rhythm. Once he get in that certain rhythm or to like maintain it, you gotta really like either come after him, flush him out, and then still you gotta be careful because you don't trick passes so much to it. It's like where it catches you off guard so bad, lost. I mean, with Derwin James out there, Bosa, Khalil Mack, that defense would have been dominant, but it wasn't. It was these, and then they didn't even protect Justin Herbert enough because he was getting. I felt bad for him when he really got hurt towards the end of the game. For all purposes, the game was good. I said the Chargers definitely had their chances, but when you playing a team that Chiefs and Andy Reid, you going to have to play mistake-free football. You can't just go in there and think, okay, boom, we're gonna get this game. You're gonna have to play all 4 quarters.
Absolutely, Mr. Senior.
Well, unpopular opinion, for myself, I didn't even know Keenan Allen was out. I knew it was gonna be a good game, probably one of the best games of the week, outside of this one, and probably for me predicting before the schedule goes out there, before any other games get played, I probably say just before this week 2, I probably say the Eagles versus the Vikings will be a good game to kind of watch, outside of this one. So that being said, for me, raw thoughts, I know unpopular opinion. I had predicted the Chargers to be in the Super Bowl preseason. I don't like to do the preseason polls, but sometimes you just force to do those things. And although I know Tennessee, my homeboy, not Tennessee, Kansas City, my homeboy, things like that, I knew he was going to be still exceptional. I still knew he was going to play well. I'm still just trying to figure what would happen playoff time without Tyreek Hill. But I feel like they're going to beat teams as usual, so regular season is nothing I'm shocked of. But like Martin said earlier, man, the Chargers and Kansas City always play really good against each other. It's always a good game. It's a divisional game. They play each other twice. Something like the 49ers and Seattle. It's no matter who's playing, no matter what's going on, it's going to be a rivalry game. Some may say now Kyle Shanahan rival is the LA Rams. But for this game, man, the turning point was pick 6 came. Like, I seen the Chargers getting down the field somewhat kind of easy. And it was getting down the field, marching out the field in the defense. But when that pick 6 came, I already threw the hat off. I said, it's over now. Momentum, Arrowhead, loudest stadium in the NFL. Oh, something like that happens. Oh, it's about to be ugly. And then not only that, the defense revved it up. That's when Herbert got hurt. The defense started turning it up, putting more and more pressure. They fed off the crowd. They fed off the energy in Arrowhead. You got a quarterback like Mahomes, when he gets a lead like that, you're not coming back. So the only way to beat Mahomes is to keep him behind. And when that moment happened, that pick 6 happened, and you already see they went no huddle. I don't know why the coach Stokely on the LA Chargers didn't see that. The kid Everett was already waving like to come out. Even when he did the route, I don't know what route it was, but whatever route it was, it looked like it was just absolutely like, I'm just going through the motion type of route. Like, man, I'm just doing this. I hope he don't come to me. And what happens? He comes to him. Cornerback does what cornerbacks do. That's the number one technique. If you got a chance to get in front of the offensive player to jump the route, you do it. That's just normal technique for even recreation kids do. So for me, once I saw that interception, it was a turning point. I really said to myself in the beginning of the game, I mean, through the entire game, like, man, this Chargers team is gonna be for real. Everywhere they're throwing. Samuels, Jackson on one side. Then you got a pass rush. You got Khalil Mack. I'm looking at them. At first, I predicted them to be in the Super Bowl, but I'm like, these guys could be really good. When they get now, they're being smart with Eckler and the other kid they got. Then they have Mike Williams that was out there. Everett could be a third receiver when Keenan Allen gets back. So that's going to really up it up. I mean, up the ante for those guys. But that turning point, man, it was everything I wanted to see on Thursday Night Football, no matter who won. Any team, is my team. But at the same time, I like what I saw. I saw really good football. But when that interception came, that was very, very pivotal. Then it led to Herbert's injury. Now we're trying to figure out what's going on with Herbert. That's all I got.
Yeah.
My raw thoughts.
Absolutely. I want to take an opportunity to kind of hit to the comments here, guys. We don't got the comments on the screen, but Eagles Elite Podcast says what's good. He also
got
says,
the Vikings this week. He better get ready.
Yeah,
I know,
he said
right?
I have.
I'll
He
root
said,
for
I
L
have-
for the Eagles.
Eagles Elite Podcast says I have Keenan Allen in fantasy and knew early he was out, but Mahomes with a running game was easy for me to pick. Expected a close contest. Chargers are a team that will choke. And then he said, "This is cool, fellas." Coaches Dante says, "What's up?" Yeah,
What's
no,
up,
I
big
mean
guy?
I'll be honest with you. Early, like preseason, I had Chargers winning the division,
Ooh.
and then I had the Chargers being up one game on the Chiefs. Chiefs making it in wild card, and then the Chargers winning the division.
Now that's what you
Until I
call
saw-
real facts, real true
Yeah.
fans telling the real raw thoughts.
Yeah.
And we split games with them last year. They went into
Right.
Arrowhead last year and they beat us. With Mahomes. So we've kind of talked in the group chat. I don't consider that first win a big deal. It was the last game of the season. Chiefs have already locked up number 1 seed. There was no reason to play starters, so they played backups. So Herbert being 2-0 at Arrowhead was silly to me. Like I mentioned in the group chat. And but when I started to see the Chiefs in preseason, because the biggest worry for me is okay, how is Mahomes going to adapt without Tyreek? The Chargers had gotten better on defense, and Herbert is coming into his own. So I thought, okay, the Chargers will be the team to beat in the AFC West. The Chargers will show the Chiefs that they'll be the team to beat in the AFC West, and we would split. Both can't win, so I thought, okay, maybe the Chiefs would take that wild card spot. After preseason, man, and after seeing how Mahomes was spreading the ball around, I changed it back. I said, now the Chiefs are winning the division, and it's not fair. You've got and Ty and I had talked about this. Ty with Sports Empire Network, he's a big Chiefs fan too. Mahomes is the type of quarterback that taking Tyreek Hill away from him was probably the worst thing you could do for the rest of the opposing teams, because now you're forcing him to spread the ball around, and that's dangerous because he will and he can't. That's why guys like Albert Wilson, Denard Robinson, and all the other type, all the other guys on the Chiefs that were wide receivers that have left that got touchdown passes and went to go do nothing at other opposing teams because they looked good catching touchdown passes from Patrick Mahomes. So I did the same thing you did, Ryan. As soon as they threw that pick six, I was like, that's it. Momentum, like what sports fans have to understand, and like the sooner you realize this, the better off you'll be. Momentum is a real thing. It's a stat. Like it's a part of that. It's part of those real world stats. And when the momentum changes, especially like you said, Ryan, in a place like Arrowhead, when the momentum shifts, it's over. It's done.
When you're a team going into a hospital, you have a margin of error of mistakes, and one bad mistake could a whole outtake of how you going to play that team, and they home on their home. And I seen it last night because even though the game was super close, but when Miami had and they had the momentum early in the game, as soon as that muff punt, it changes the whole. Where Miami was like they were fighting to climb uphill. You would think the score to 20, the way the game was going, the whole just couldn't never get over. They got down in the red zone multiple times, missed goal. Couldn't come up with a red zone touchdown. Chase, you right. I mean, momentum is huge for the football.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. So let's talk about these games today, September 18th.
Yes.
First up on the list, we have the 1-0 Miami Dolphins against the 1-0 Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh.
Dylan, we'll start with you, man. We'll go around. What you think, Dylan?
So the Dolphins on this one because on an earlier pod team of the week. One reason I picked the Dolphins, the Ravens, as much as they did look like in the first half. Again, that doesn't really, so it's not like it's a big. And that being said, this is a Miami team who could potentially not have their top two. Peters and Marlon Humphrey have been percent sure if they're playing yet or not, or if they're out. That being said, I think this Dolphins team started off slow against the Patriots, but ended up picking up. I feel like Ravens team that will just have a couple minutes, could struggle a little bit more than what they did before. Dolphins team that would be a lot better. They have any really key injuries outside of he's someone who might be questionable if Marcus Peters or Mark be a rough day for the secondary. So my pick is going to be the Dolphins because I think the week, so I'm going on the Dolphins on this one.
Nice. Livewire, what you got, man?
Ooh, I mean, both teams look good in week one. With his contract situation, he's going to be on a mission that to say, hey, I'm just as good as everybody else in the league, just like everybody else in the league. I think what he did last week, throwing the ball, I think it is going to help him along. For Miami, they always had the Patriots number, no matter what, even when Tom played the Patriots number. So I do want to see the growth from Miami, how well they're going to go against a Baltimore defense. That's pretty good. How Tua is going to handle, how he's going to carry that momentum. Even though you got Tyreek, can you go for be able to beat a Lamar Jackson team? And it's going to be, I think this game is going to be, it's going to be close. I think I give it like a 27 edge Baltimore in this one.
One thing I'll interject is ruled out for this game, so he will not play. J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
So he won't be.
What you got, Rahman?
And for me, man, I'm gonna just be honest. Lamar Jackson, if he continue what he done last week, like being able to pass at that level, nothing against Mahomes, because Mahomes is extremely great himself. this guy gonna be a dangerous kid. This guy gonna be dangerous. He already trying to negotiate his own contract. He's already just said, I'm gonna stop negotiations during the season so I can like focus on this. Now, if these numbers get up and up and up and keep going, no doubt, no question, the price might even go up now. Officially, he's gonna prove why he's worth what he is. Now, with that, they got an underrated defense, man. Baltimore Ravens got an underrated defense. They can still run the ball. Although Dobbins is out, that still doesn't say anything. You know, Tua, still a quarterback, still trying to find himself. You still got Waddle. You still got Tariq Hill. You got a group of running backs. You got a good tight end. The Miami Dolphins have pretty, a somewhat good defense, I want to say. But for me, we want to say Miami Dolphins should win this game. But for me, as long as Lamar Jackson is playing in this game right here and with the defense, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm going to tell you like this, raw thoughts, 31-17, Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going with Baltimore too. I do a lot of, when I was younger, I jumped the gun on a lot of stuff. I'd always be like, oh, week 1, this team's going to the Super Bowl. That guy's winning the MVP. Now let's take a step back. I'll take it a step back a little bit. Now I'll go, you know what? Watch out for this guy. Or, hey, like, look out for this team. And I'm telling you, if Baltimore plays like they played last week, Lamar will win the MVP this year. Unanimously.
Right.
And that's over Mahomes. If Lamar plays like he played last week, he'll win MVP, and I think he should if he continues to play like that. And I think they should give him his money. I think they should, regardless of how he plays the rest of the year, they should have already gave him his money. But,
I think the Ravens going to do something slick. Go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, if he continues to play like this, like you mentioned, Ryan, if he continues on the way he's doing, they're gonna be hurting because then they're gonna have to pay him more.
Right. And that's what I'm afraid of.
That's true.
That's what I was thinking about that. Then I also thought about like the other side of it, like no question, pay him more, because I feel like even if they try to franchise tag him next year, if his price does go up, we don't know. Lamar may pull up. He may say, I'm gonna just sit out this time. I was being nice this season. I still let our negotiations stop so I can focus on football for the betterment of the team. But now, if you don't pay him next season, he get franchise tag. He don't come then. It's gonna be. So then you're gonna have a situation where even though you franchise tag him, you may say you ain't got to pay him. I'm pretty sure Lamar Jackson will still find a way to hold out, because at the end of the day, you really need Lamar Jackson unless you're going with Tyron Huntley. And I know you're not going to go with him over Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's box office. I'm not saying Tyron Huntley can't be good, but you know what the eye test does. The eye test tells you who's better right now. And my eyes say I'm pretty sure he's a lot better than Lamar.
It's not a question. Like Lamar's won an MVP. Like he's an elite quarterback in the AFC. Like it's time they start treating him like one.
Exactly.
So, game 2, we've got the 0-1 New York Jets against the 1-0 Cleveland Browns. Is Cleveland about to start the season 2-0?
Yeah.
We'll start with you, Dylan. Let us know what you think, man.
Yeah. I mean, that last week's game, Jacoby Brissett is not kind of still shown in that last week's Browns that they probably should have lost. The Panthers, it was just they couldn't do anything towards the start. But with that being said, the Jets are not the Jets. The Jets still have injuries. Joe Flacco will obviously be the quarterback. I don't know, wasn't it like 57 times, Joe? And they still only scored 3 points. I'm pretty outside of Burrow, and they still only scored. So I don't have any confidence. I feel like this is a team that needs Zach, his small scrambling aspect. So I'm going to go easy. Cleveland's going to win. I feel like Cleveland will win by final score prediction. I'd probably go Browns.
Livewire, you go ahead, man. Well, Chase off.
Oh man, man, this Cleveland. I mean, I don't. I'm really organization, and I'm not going to try to like scratch my head on it. It's an easy pick. Running game. Jacoby managed the game. Easy win.
For me, Jets gonna be Jets. Cleveland gonna be Cleveland, but Cleveland gonna be a better Cleveland than the Jets gonna be Jets. Cleveland. That's all.
I agree. I think it'll be a close game. I think the Jets are going to try and show up, but I think the final score. I think it'll be close, but I think Cleveland will wind up edging it out. The third game. I know we got a fan favorite here on this third game. We got the Detroit Lions, the 0-1 Detroit Lions against the 1-0 Washington Commanders. Dylan, you want to start us off?
So I feel like game. I feel like this could be like probably like higher scoring games of the night. Like I wouldn't say they played really well, but they're decent against the Eagles. Against a pretty good Eagles team, and I feel like that doesn't get enough credit. And DeAndre Swift, like this week's report, DeAndre Swift had none. And this is a Washington defense that's kind of Jonathan Allen. I'm not sure at all. I'm going to pick the Lions in this one. Had a really good game last week. This is basically like his first full season. He had a really good game. I feel either Terry McLaurin or Jahan Dotson. I'm not sure. I feel like this is a team, the Lions. They're known for being able those tough grit and grind type of games, like fourth type of game. I'm going to take the Lions close. I feel Lions maybe. I'm going to go 33-30 Lions.
Martin?
Well, as you know, the Commanders. So, very oppressive game. Like, even though Carson Wentz threw 2 interceptions, he came back, showed resilience, got the team touchdown to Jahan Dotson. Now, we did take a hit on defense. So Mathis out, but still our front is strong enough to hold a run. This is what I'm looking for. Cam Curl, he's questionable today, along with DeAndre play. I think the game will be a little bit tighter. Him and Derek Forrest could be on the field together. And it's to Travis Etienne last week. I'm looking for some more of that. Me personally, I want the offense to continue to be aggressive. I think we have to be out matched with Detroit versus how they was with the Eagles. Carson Wentz, it depends on what Jared Goff you're gonna get. Yeah. So if they rely heavily on the run, that could serve well for Washington because they really force Jared Goff to make passes because we know he does make mistakes if you put the ball in his with Washington. I think in this game. I think my score could be I'm gonna go with 30-21. Not because I'm a fan of the team. I just think our offense weaponry is going to the difference of this game.
For me, it's Washington. Even though I like what Detroit doing, I'm liking Hard Knocks. I like the way the Detroit Lions, the direction they're going in. But we know sometimes Detroit Lions. They've been in a situation before, but I like how Campbell is doing this. But I'm going to tell you now early, and I mean super early, this Washington Commanders team is loaded with weapons around them. The and only person that can destroy this situation or lead them to losing games is Carson Wentz. We need to know how consistent Carson Wentz is. Like we said earlier, like Chase said earlier, week 1 was week 1. Now he goes out here and stink it up this week. It's hard, a guy like Carson Wentz. This is what everybody who's been talking about is Carson Wentz inconsistency at the QB position. You just don't know which one you're gonna get, and you want to know that, so therefore you can take him to the next level, or maybe the Commanders could be a possibility of winning the NFC East. It could be come down to Commanders, the Philadelphia Eagles. We don't know what Dallas has got going on. If they can get that back, they have a really extremely weak schedule, so I'm not going to destroy them yet. Now, if they can get at least one game with Cooper Rush, one game. If they get one game with Cooper Rush, they got some hope, because if he's really out 4 games, is what they say. If he is, then they're still, that division could come down to the wire. The NFC East can actually be the season they come down to the wire. If the Giants can continue to play how they're playing, although it's week 1, then we have another scenario. But for me, you just don't know, man. Like Detroit, they always have games. They always, in fact, for the past few seasons, they have not been destroyed or blown out every single game they have. It just came down to like close things, close hiccups. And when you play Detroit, everybody just thinks it's an automatic win. Not until you get on the field. You don't win until the game is over with Detroit. It's just that Detroit still finds a way to lose it. But that's what it is. My raw thoughts. So I got the Washington coming out with a W, but I feel like it's going to be harder than what people think. So I see a 3-point win for the Washington Commanders.
So I'm from Missouri. We call Missouri the show me state. And I believe that the Lions have the heart to win. I believe they got the team, they got the coach, they got all that stuff. So, but until they show me that they can start winning games, I'm going to have to go with the Commanders. So, the next game we got is the 0-1 Jacksonville Jaguars against the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts. Dylan, we'll start off with you, sir.
Again, another. I'm not sure if that's have a lot of people on their injury report. Shaquille Leonard, Darius Leonard, I don't think is not going to play. Alex isn't going to play. So that's 2. I mean, who's going to be catching footballs, for example? I mean, this why they started off so slow. I mean, credit to the Texans on how good. Being said, this should have been an easy win for the Colts and start off in the division. I feel like this team with the offense yet outside of let him do his job. But when it comes to the pass, 100% know what they're doing yet. Winning or losing a close game against Command. Arguably said they should have won, but also at the same time. So are they really in any game until they win it? I feel like Jacksonville's just going to win just because I'm not sure the Colts' identity yet. This year, and it's something I still strongly believe a tie was probably the best case scenario. I feel like I had a chance to win it, but also at the same time, the Colts. I'm going to take Jacksonville. Know who the Colts are going to throw in today's game, so I'm just going to feel more confident in that case.
Martin?
Well, Indy a 3-point favorite, but after seeing what Jacksonville and looking at how bad Indianapolis played last week, I think Jacksonville is going to be under Doug Peterson. I do. I think they will. The Colts. I think their defense is pretty decent enough to pressure. I don't know. I just don't doing much this year with Matt Ryan. I think this is just going to think now that Jacksonville has a solid coach under the help Trevor Lawrence a little bit more. I will go. I'm gonna leave probably to cover that 3 to add 3 to it to win by 3.
For me, Matt Ryan still is over there with the Indianapolis Colts, veteran, experienced quarterback. I mean, he's been played with some good receivers. He played with some horrible receivers. He's a veteran in that move. I do like the situation of Doug Peterson, honestly, being in Jacksonville. I ain't saying it's gonna be this year, but raw thoughts. It ain't gonna be this year, but I mean, it's a start. It's what they say in life. Sometimes you gotta start somewhere. And it's just a second year quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He's gonna be good eventually. All that good stuff. I get it, but I felt like last week was just a bad week. I think they was at an after party. The Indianapolis Colts was at an after party, and they forgot they had to go to Houston and play football. So that's what it was, and that's why it was a tie. They got rid of the field goal kicker. So with that being said, raw thoughts. Matt Ryan, I believe in Matt Ryan in this situation. I'm not saying Matt Ryan's one of my favorite quarterbacks, but Matt Ryan should be able to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Raw thoughts. That's what I got.
Well, so
But
my pick is going to be the Indianapolis Colts as well. And one of the main factors with that is
the unbeaten, winless Indianapolis Colts.
Jacksonville is Jacksonville, and Indianapolis still has that running back that was
Jonathan
Taylor that was in contention for MVP. So I got a best friend who's a huge Jacksonville Jaguars fan. So, deep down, like I will root for them sometimes. But man,
deep down, you make you hate them. Deep down, you make you hate them. I get it.
Yeah. It's like, man, like I want him to do good because like I said, he's my best friend and I want him to be happy. Like he's not interested in football at all. Like last week he posted a status on Facebook that said, all right, well, here's to disappointment for the next 8 months. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, guy. But I can't do it here. Matt Ryan, I think he is a veteran. I think he'll control the ball. Jonathan Taylor. I've got the Colts winning as well. So
quick question before you go into the next game.
Yeah.
I think a little chart with all our names and who we pick, and then like a tap. Look at you! Look
right now.
at you! You on it? All right. Hey, go ahead, Chase. He got it.
You're good. That I was getting ready to say like that's a great idea, and then I saw Dylan pull it. I was like, oh,
yeah. I love it.
The next
audio cut out. Who'd you pick between the Jets? Get that? Yeah, who'd you have between the Colts and the Jags?
Oh, he picked the Jags.
I picked the Jags.
The Jags. Okay, I wrote that down.
All right.
So the next game we've got is the 1-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the 1-0 New Orleans Saints.
Ooh.
Dylan?
I'm going Tampa in this one. Is the game in Tampa or?
It's in Tampa. Or no, it's in New Orleans. My bad. It's in New Orleans.
Then I'm going Tampa Bay. I know that 4-0 going against Tom Brady. The Saints have a lot of people like Jameis is 100% to play this week. Cornerbacks, Paulson Adebo is questionable. I have the injury report. Still questionable, and Mark Ingram is questionable. Man, the Bucs didn't really great either in that Cowboys game. Their offers Godwin's going to be out. Julio Jones is in the game. Mike Evans is still not 100%. So a lot of this team, this whole game is going to be who's not. I feel like regardless, are going to get it done. I feel like they need to go out there what they are. Cowboys game was really like a good start of the win, but of course we saw how the Cowboys had a more stronger contender than the week that they might have lost. This one, it just depends on fiction. But if everyone plays By 10. I'll say Bucks by 10.
Martin?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Also, because simply I just don't bet against Tom Brady. No, I have seen it for 20 plus years. I just never bet against a guy. I had a great showing against the New Orleans Saints. There's no Sean Payton. There's no Drew Brees. Jameis is there, which Jameis still a good serviceable quarterback. Like Dylan said, it depends on who's going to be available for both of these teams. Some of the report, they have a lot of them on both sides, questionable. Julio Jones, Russell Gage, and Tristan Wirfs. New Orleans, they have a lot of people that's questionable. So it depends on who plays or could affect the game. I don't think the Saints defense is back the last couple of years when Sean Payton had them because they were so aggressive. But you still playing against one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and Tom Brady, no matter if he's 85. I still believe he'll get it done some way, some form of fashion. So I'll pick Bucks on that one. I go. Let me see. With the Bucks defense part of this game, I'll give them 30 to 7.
30 to 7. He said 30 to 7, right? Okay, he going out.
30.
Oh, I could still hear you, but raw thoughts. So anyway, for me, man, this is a division game. For some reason, the Saints find a way to keep the game close against the Okay, gotcha. 30-17. Okay, so Saints always find a way to keep it close against the Tampa Bay Bucks, even with famous James there. It's just a good game. You don't have no Drew Brees, Sean Payton, guys like that. The thing that people are not talking about is this Tampa Bay defense under Todd Bowles. Although Todd Bowles is a head coach, Todd Bowles has his defense on the road. Like, regardless of Amari Cooper and people being missing, that's not on the Cowboys team. He held the Dallas Cowboys, the number one ranked offense in football, probably one of the highest passer ratings in football, or somebody who put up huge numbers last year, Dak Prescott, the 3 points. And I'm talking about before he got hurt. So that's a huge deal there, people. So, so for me, and another thing, it's amazing to see Tom Brady still playing at 45 years old. Maybe he just wanted a break from the household, but I get it. Raw thoughts. But as a sportsman, that's what it is. So, because that's one reason why he ain't retired yet. But for me, I still got the Bucks. I'm not going to put a score on it, but I'm not going to say it's going to be a 2-touchdown lead, because I do know inconsistently sometimes famous Jameis plays good in certain games. This may be a game he played good. This is the team who let him go. This is the team who went on and let him go elsewhere, left him to be a free agent pretty much. So, they still got Alvin Kamara. They still got Michael Thomas. People keep forgetting. So, this team still is not off. It just doesn't have a Drew Brees. Of course, we talking about Hall of Fame Drew Brees, but it's still not a situation where, like, that the Saints can't win this game. So where I'm going at is I'm going with the Buccaneers because of their defense, and even the Tom Brady is there. But I'm not going to count out the Saints. But I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers slightly winning this game.
I'm gonna go the same route. Breaking news: Tom Brady is human. I know that I know that it's hard to believe sometimes, but he is human. And this is supposedly going to be his last year. I think it is going to be his last year. I think he's going to get rocked pretty hard this year, and that he's going to be comfortable with his decision on signing off this year. But I don't think it's going to be this game. But to piggyback off of what Ryan said, don't be surprised if the Saints come out and the Saints do surprise them. All you got to do is put one of these up in front of Jameson, and Jameson's going to get hungry. Jameson's going to get hungry. You put one of these up in front of Jameson, and he's going to get hungry. So, like I said, I got the Bucks winning, but don't be surprised if Jameis Winston balls out and throws for 300. So
Yeah.
Our next game, we got the 0-1 Carolina Panthers against the 1-0 New York Giants. Dylan?
So on this one, I feel like the Panthers were going to start off slow, and it obviously showed in that they were coming back towards the end, and I feel like the game that the Panthers won, Baker Mayfield looked decent. I mean, I don't think there was really Baker Mayfield outside of like that man who doesn't know when to like stop trying to play through an injured throwing shoulder. Like, this Panthers team, decent on paper, it should be good offensively. Like DJ Moore, you have Rod Laviska Shenault, who will hopefully play. So this team looks really good. A factor in that game really is that like 76-yarder to Robbie Anderson came back miraculously against the Titans. Saquon had a really good game. A game that's going to be told by the running backs. It's either going to Saquon. I feel like the team can have more dominant run performance. Probably. I'm going to still take New York has still some passing issues. Wan'Dale Robinson's not game time decision. Lacking like offense. I know they still have Sterling Shepard. Really good game today. I'm going to have more offensive power. A very good defense to the Giants are going to throw out them outside of Saquon on this one.
Martin?
This is a rough one. I think Carolina should have tweet. The Giants don't know what Tennessee was doing. Like how the Giants to sneaky game from them, but hey, they won. At this point, Wan'Dale Robinson, he's out for the game. They got 3 people out. They got Nick McClason, Peacock, both cornerbacks. They out. Kadarius Toney, wide receiver, is questionable. And their linebackers is doubtful. So they probably the Giants gonna have to rely heavily on Saquon Barkley. But same thing with Carolina, where can Baker play mistake-free football? That's the main thing I want to see. Mistake-free football. You know, don't try to do too much. Don't show, hey, I take what the defense is giving you. Use the weapons around you, DJ Moore or Christian McCaffrey. Allow others to help you, and you could be able to do too much. That's where you get in trouble at. So with this, even though I'm still gonna pick against them, I pick Carolina by 3.
Y'all ready for this? I'm gonna say
Yep.
something different that you guys haven't said in this pick right here. Matt Rule versus Dable. Coaching is going to win this game. I think Dable outcoaches Matt Rule. It don't matter whatever does, whoever stat. I can't really tell you who's going to be amazing in this game. I just think Dable's going to outcoach Matt Rule. I got the Giants beating the Panthers.
I'm doing it too, man. I'm going Giants over Panthers. You know, I mentioned last week on a show I did where we started to see a little bit of some of these guys that we thought were falling off come back. Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas got paid that big contract, and then Michael Thomas balled out last week. Saquon was one of them. And if we get Saquon Barkley, if we get the original Saquon Barkley, the Giants might win that division. Sorry, Martin, but you know, with with the way that team's built, if Saquon is back, then that offense will be good. So I'm gonna have to go with the Giants on this one. So
Jay says sorry, Martin.
Yeah, because
I-
like I'm the same way. Like I just don't. I mean, I love the Panthers. I'm from North Carolina. Not saying when I say with all due respect, 'cause I'm a diehard Niners fan, but I respect the Panthers organization because that's the home team. You know, I don't really have no bad beef. I'm just looking at like they have nothing. They don't have Sam. I mean, they're not sold on Baker Mayfield. Sam Donald's out. Corral is gone. Matt Rule gone. Like they really they pretty much are playing this season saying, okay, Matt Rule, this your farewell tour.
I want to root for the Panthers. Like, so I thought the way Sam Darnold was done in New York was dirty. I thought it was disgusting.
Yeah,
so I was like, I wanted Sam Darnold to go to Carolina and show up New York. And
I found out what the Jets' reason of getting rid of him. At first, you probably like the Jets did him dirty. You're like, oh, I see why now. Yeah, raw.
And then the Panthers come back for part 2. And they take Baker. So then I'm like, all right, here's Baker's time to shine. And then I'm done with the Panthers. Me and the Panthers are done. The next game is the 0-1 New England Patriots against the 1-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got, Dylan?
Game to pick. One disclaimer. Julio Jones is going to be out, and I'm pretty sure that game. So for that Bucs game I didn't see the numbers out, and they said Kamara's probably going to be out. Back to the Pats and Steelers. I'm going to go the Steelers with this one. Last week in an ugly game. Who could make a field goal? That loud doink that is still making from that game. I'm gonna have to go the Steelers on this one because anything to like make me want to believe. Jones didn't have a great game. He was questionable until Friday, and that's when they took him off the injury. Man, on IR, he's going to be out. In this 3-back formation now, their third running, they're probably going to just be running Stevens and Harris, which probably should in the first place. They don't really have any. I just feel like the Steelers are going to I don't feel like it's going to be a big scoring game. I feel in 20-10 might be another 7. Just the Patriots haven't shown me anything. Who's calling offensive plays? Who's doing this? Seems to work, and the Patriots have done nothing. Started the off season till now, so I'm going to go.
Okay.
This is a no-brainer. I'm going with the Steelers. Tom Brady is not coming back to beat the Steelers again. I don't see nothing to make me think otherwise. I think what is leaving for the Raiders, it's kind of. I think it's kind of Matt Jones regress a little bit. But hopefully something happened with them, but it won't be this week. It'll be all Steelers in this game.
For me, I'm gonna tell you now, it's the Steelers for me. Raw thoughts, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna make this quick and short for Chase. Breaking news, everyone! Breaking news: the New England Patriots. We know probably why not, do not have an identity. I repeat. This is the first time in probably 20 years the New England Patriots don't have an identity. You don't know if they run the ball, they're strong at that. You don't know if they're strong at defense. You don't know what the quarterback going to do. Bill Belichick has hit the rock bottom, not the rock bottom. He's hit the wall. And right now, the Patriots don't have an identity. He's cool and content with not having an offensive coordinator or somebody to make something happen. He just kind of living it through as what it's going through. So right now, Pittsburgh Steelers win this. Although we know past history, probably because of Tom Brady, the kryptonite of the Pittsburgh Steelers was always the Patriots. The Patriots always found a way to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers for years. But right now, the Patriots don't have an identity. They don't know who they are. And I'm just saying, I know it's just week 2. Maybe they'll find it later on down the road. But right now, they don't have an identity. They don't have a Josh McDaniels to coach up Matt Jones. They don't have an identity to be one-on-one personally with Matt Jones. Now you got Matt Jones out here lost in the sauce because he don't have nobody really to do to him. He's a 2-year quarterback. He wasn't an elite quarterback from the beginning. He played in the system in Alabama, which was systematic with a lot of talent surrounded by him in the offensive line. Now you got him in the situation. Last year, you kind of coached him up. Now you got him here in a situation where you don't even have an offensive identity. Matt Patricia, I think, is the OC now. Matt Patricia was always known for defense, unless he was known for offense. Maybe I'm wrong. So with that being said, with the number 10 pick in the NFL draft, the New England Patriots select. That's all.
Oh my God.
I'm going with the Steelers as well. We're gonna move on that one. I mean, I ain't got nothing to say about it. The Steelers are, like I said, I got the Steelers. The next game we got the Rams, the 0-1 Rams against the 0-1 Falcons.
Going the Rams on that week 1. I feel like they just needed a little more. I'm not sure if it's chemistry or whatever the case was. They were hitting properly right on week 1. I feel like the Rams are going to go out. On the Falcons side of the thing, this week they shouldn't have lost to the Saints. They should have beat Marcus Mariota. Had a bad fumble, blocked, and that's what happens. The Falcons are like a team I want to see this team play. I like Kyle Pitts, like Cordero Patterson. Sadly, Calvin for betting on his team, but even with him in that offense, it'd be even amazing. Just I want to root for the Falcons. I want to see the Falcons, but not against the former Super Bowl champs.
For me, I don't see Sean McVay or starting the season on 2, but strange things can happen. But I just don't 0-2 to start the season. I think it'll be too much max up against the Falcons. The Falcons will probably make it entertaining. That's probably as far as it will go. They should have, like Dylan said, against New Orleans last week. I think it's going to be a little bit too. Aaron Donald is going to be all over Marcus Mariota and ugly, pretty much fast, quick, in a hurry. So yeah, I'll probably buy a lot.
For me, man, the Rams should win this game easily. The Rams should win this game easily. But if the Rams mess around and lose this game in the NFC West, it's going to get ugly. They get 2 games behind the NFC West, and we're all playing the same teams. They better pray that we lose to all these games, or the Seattle Seahawks. Cardinals, I feel like, are last. Have to play the AFC West, and that's going to be some games that could be won. Whichever team pretty much wins those games in the AFC West will be fine. Rams should win, even though with the elbow soreness, if Stafford can't get past the Atlanta Falcons. And with that being said, with the number 2 pick in the draft, the Atlanta Falcons select. That's it.
And they need to have you on draft day.
Listen, Cam.
I think this game should be won, or I think this is the Rams' game to win. But with Cordell Patterson and everything they got going on in Atlanta, I wouldn't be surprised if they slip it up. But I'm gonna be safe, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Rams. The next game, the 1-0 Seattle Seahawks against the 0-1 San Francisco 49ers. Dylan?
Okay, so anyone tuning in, Hawks fan. Last week we played Denver in probably our Super Bowl. We won Denver 17-16, and I imagine if we rerun it back, ain't fumbling near the goal line again. It was a game that we should have lost, but we ended up Broncos ended up being their own enemy. It was a 64-yarder when they probably shouldn't have. With this game, it's going to be interesting. Trey Lance, but it also doesn't help that he was playing in a monsoon. This was a game. This is going to be an interesting. So Jeff Wilson's going to be the starting running back this week. Sure, I didn't read the injury reports for all Adams, of course, being out for this season. The game is going to be a little bit closer than people expect. Have a little more like juice to them, especially. I feel like it's going to be a closer game. It might be a decent amount of half and keep it closer towards the end. I'm going to go with this one. It hurts not saying Seattle. Start from my team, especially projected to have a top 10 pick. Francisco this one, but I feel like the game's going to be. Seattle's going to be one of those teams that is expect this year, but I feel like a lot of defensive keys to stop someone like Jeff Wilson, who is the backup in the first place. And with that, we now have to stray away. So I'm going to go the 49ers with this close.
Both teams, the 49ers have a little bit more, but for what I've seen from Seattle beat Denver last week, injury kind of hurt, but it seemed like the defense didn't stop it. They still kept coming after Russell Wilson. I think could Gino, but I think he could be a little bit more effective. Bounce back game. I think that game was disappointing for him. Like you say, pouring down rain and everything over there. But this game is kind of to be honest with you, I want to lean for Seattle to pull this game up because you never know. The shot last week against Denver, you know what I'm saying, because it's Russell and everything. I'm game just because I just think they probably will sneak this game out. For some they'll sneak this game out.
Who you say squeaking the game out?
Seattle.
Okay. All right. So now it's my turn. See, Dylan, you kind of slick, go. You didn't want to get ahead, so you went on and been nice and to be all soft about it and try to make it seem like, oh, it's Seattle. I'm going to say this, as bad as it hurts me to pick the San Francisco 49ers, you didn't want to do that. You just didn't want to get into the debate with me. That's what that was. So I get it. That's what that was. But I like how you played that clever role right there. You was very clever in what you were doing. You're really saying San Francisco, but really on that paper, I bet you got Seattle down as the winning. I bet you if I pull that paper, you got Seattle. Okay. All right. So
nobody can read that chicken scratch.
So with that being said, monsoon true. I like that. And I'm gonna tell you the thing with the 49ers last week that got me. I still say this to this day. Like, and it's logic right here. The 49ers defense is very elite. Regardless they lost last week, they only put up 19 points. They're very elite. But the thing is, you can't go 60 minutes, 10 points. That's a huge problem. And I feel like, honestly, Kyle Shanahan's offense, even though it was a monsoon, when you got weapons like Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. I know Kittle didn't play, so I say that. The offensive line did have some injuries, which I did find out. But I guess they felt like certain pieces they still should be able to beat the Bears. I really think the Bears played them in San Francisco if it was a snow game instead of a rain game, because rain is a lot slippery. Snow, the 49ers can play in snow. Over there in our area, they probably got smacked, just being honest. But it is what it is. So now in that game, you take away one of Trey Lance targets. So like every quarterback has a particular player that they kind of like cater to. I think Brandon Ayuk is going to have a big year because Trey Lance is going to find him. He's going to find Debo too, but it's more of a Trey Lance. He's more of a Brandon Ayuk guy. Like Jimmy G is more of a Kittle, Debo guy. And Brandon Ayuk, I remember last season they're saying that Brandon Ayuk needs to step it up. It ain't Brandon Ayuk stepping up. Brandon Ayuk's running the same routes. It's just Jimmy G going to look for Kittle and Debo. So I don't know why they thought he had a rough year. He just didn't get targeted as much because that's a Jimmy G thing. But what I'm saying now is that last week they put they deactivated Danny Gray. Danny Gray, for what Trey Lance is trying to do, he's a guy that's want to go deep over the top, make deep throws. They're creating an offense where he can get these guys in open field and let them make a miss. So with Jimmy G in there, you're going to have a lot of shorter passes to where they can make a miss, and you get a lot of yak yards. That's what they call the boys yak bros. Kittle, yak yard guy, yards at the catch. Debo, yards at the catch. Brandon Ayuk, yards at the catch. But with Trey Lance, Trey Lance, who's very mobile in the pocket. You probably run a lot of RPO now. And not only that, you can go deep down the field. And the reason you want to go deep down the field, running game, the short passes that eventually take over the game. And that's what they're doing now. So they make you worry about the deep ball more so than the short plays with him. That's why they went with him. But for me, honestly, this will be a better game. They activated Danny Gray. I think they're going to use him more. I think he's going to be a piece to kind of open up the field for guys like Debo and Brandon Ayuk. Now, I will give this. Pete Carroll is a coach-up guy. He's coached up these guys. He knew nobody in the NFL believed in him, and he has enough to kind of get things done. As long as Gino don't go out there and stink it up and makes the game manageable, I've seen a good Seattle defense. So a defense that's probably not been even talked about at the moment. But in San Francisco, it's pressure in San Francisco. Yes, I had San Francisco going to Super Bowl, and I still do, because I'm not going to go off a pick off of week one. And no, I'm not going to, and congratulate to the Dylan's team, the Seattle Seahawks, who win the Super Bowl week one. I congratulate them early, because that's going to be it. But with that being said, Trey Lance, he going to have to do something, because at the end of the day, the good and the bad thing about this situation is Jimmy G is sitting right behind him. Jimmy G ain't game changing, but Jimmy G can get this team wins, and Jimmy G get these guys back to the NFC Championship. Jimmy G has played the Super Bowl. So I felt like this was a forced move by Kyle Shanahan to go ahead and get Trey Lance because they moved so high to get him. And now it's like a situation of, did we make the right move? Did we not? If we don't, cool, be great. If we lose 2 games or 3 games, cool, be great. We still got Jimmy G behind us, and he can lead us to where we need to go. So with that being said, Seattle's a rival. 49ers should win. But I'm going to go like Martin. It may be a close game. Some may think it's going to be total domination, total blowout. If I see that, if I see total blowout this week or after this game today, I'm going to say, look out, NFC. Raw thoughts. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, with the 15th pick in the NFL draft, the Seattle Seahawks select. That's it.
I'll take it.
So I'm going with the 49ers. I don't think it's going to be a close game. I think Seattle will hang in there for a little bit, but then Seattle will run away with it. I think a very terrible Denver Broncos made Seattle look really good last week. And I'm not trashing. I think Pete Carroll's a fantastic coach. I think Geno Smith is a god awful quarterback. I don't understand how quarterbacks like Geno Smith have jobs in the NFL. It makes no goddamn sense to me. But I got a friend who guaranteed me back. This was 10 years ago. This was in the draft. The Chiefs had the number 1 pick. My friend guaranteed me. I said, if you're right, then I'll give you your flowers. But if you're wrong, I'm never gonna listen to you talk about football ever again.
Mm.
He told me, he said the Chiefs will take Geno Smith #1 overall, and Geno Smith will be the future QB of the Chiefs. And this was back in 2013 when the Chiefs had the #1 pick.
And you ain't talked
Every single time. Yeah, when we go do the fantasy football drafts, he'll be like, "Man, I really think I would go shush." I'll
like the
every
guy
single
from
time,
wrestling. Shush. Yeah.
He's almost gotten into fist fights with me because I've been like, shush, don't talk. I was like, only people that know football are allowed to talk in this room. So, like I said, if the Seattle Seahawks had anybody but Geno Smith leading the helm at QB, I would be with it. But I can't pick Geno. I gotta go with Seattle.
But Chase, Geno said they wrote him off. He didn't write back.
He did write back.
Yeah, exactly. So, gentlemen, what we're going to do here is I got to get ready for work. We got 5 games left. I'm going to go ahead and let Ryan take over. Yeah, 1, 2. Actually, we got 6 games left. So we got 6 games left to break down. I'm going to let Raw Mind Sports take over at the helm. I'm going to turn my mic and camera off so that way I can end the show when it's done. But I gotta jump on work here in like 30 seconds. So, Mr. Raw Mind, you cool with taking over?
Yeah, you got to send me the rest of the list.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, now I'll take care of that for now.
Oh, my bad. Chat, so I can write down on that list.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it in the private chat down here, gentlemen. Give me a couple minutes here.
Yeah, you good. I got it for now. All right. He says he's gonna put it in private chat. So we got that list. You guys, it's Sunday Night Football, Sunday morning drive is still intact, still in effect right here. So we had our guy Chase here, the Kansas City Chiefs guy, got a big win on Thursday Night Football. So we're about to see some things go down right now. So with that being said, I know it's one game I'm going to talk about. It's 2 games we're going to talk about. We go ahead to get these out of the way. Bills versus Titans. Let's go ahead, Dylan. Tell me what you got. Tell me what you know.
I mean, I don't feel like that's anything else. Crushed the Rams last week. Had a really good game. That Bills. I've been very vocal Titans this year. I don't believe the Titans. I feel like this is a team that just lacks. Round is going to hurt them. I didn't have a good first game, and I believed in a lot. They're not going to have Dontrell Hill last week. 2 of their 2. He's not playing this week. That I feel like needs a better offensive identity number 1 weapon, because Treylon Burks doesn't seem like Robert Woods hasn't been too great. Was their leading receiver last week? On pick was their leading receiver last team that needs to figure out their identity on offense. On defense, they were up 13 points, so it's not like their offense wasn't pulled up. They let up a lot of yards to Saquon Barkley. He's going to change with the Bills instead of yards, and I feel like the Bills win by again.
Go ahead, Martin Live Wire.
Well. After seeing what the Bills are, everybody's favorite pick to go to the Super Bowl. Just like Lamar Jackson, I think these 2 teams could end up playing a game. You still got Patrick Mahomes out there, but I think the Bills, that loss to the Chiefs last year, did something to them. Having Vaughn with my cousin a week ago, and he did a Facebook Live, what Von Miller brings to the team. Yeah, he older, but Von Miller, he elevates not just one player but a whole team. Look what he did for Aaron Donald and how the Rams defense was. Look what he's doing to the Bills. Look what they did the first game against the Rams. I don't think that is going to be able to keep up scoring wise with the Bills. And them guys over there, they on a mission. They going to very aggressive. They're going to try to outscore you. They're going to try to beat you down. Now that they formidable than it was a year or two ago, this could be a blowout game today. And I'm picking the Bills for that.
And with that being said, raw thoughts. I don't know what Tennessee doing over there, but they still got hope in the AFC South to win the NFC South. But it's just not going to beat Buffalo, not Bills Mafia. I got Buffalo. So next game I'm going to go to is Cincinnati versus Dallas.
This is obviously in a state where Dak Prescott was injured. Or whatever Jerry Jones decides is good. Cooper Rush is going to be the starting quarterback. The offense was not good. Well, CeeDee Lamb ended up having what? 1 no yardage. Ezekiel Elliott heavy on this game. I feel like this is something that hasn't ever been before. I feel like that feed Zeke state. I feel like we need to stay gadget weapon because they're not going to have someone who's going to be like Dak Prescott. They're not going to be able to see as well as Dak Prescott could. Still couldn't do that when Dak Prescott was healthy. Cincinnati wins. They struggled last week. They ended up losing against the Pittsburgh Steelers team that they probably should have, especially then being a Super Bowl. This Pittsburgh game probably should have been a game they won, and they did struggle. The Pittsburgh defense was getting said. I don't feel like Dallas is them. I feel like Joe Burrow's gonna what's going on. I feel like he's gonna get into his moment. I feel like in this game, I feel like Cincinnati wins a closer game, but I also could feel like Cincinnati. But I'm still gonna go Cincinnati with the win here.
Go ahead, Live Wire. Talk to me.
Well, I think the situation with Dak and Dallas wasn't even good anyway because they couldn't even do anything against the Tampa Bay Bucks, even though they had Tom Brady. Like I was telling Key in the chat last week, I said how much you make Tom Brady kick field goals. Eventually, if you ain't putting up, he's going to find a way to score in the end zone, and he's going to seal the game. Happens. Dallas, for some reason, they have going on over there. I don't know what. I mean, I'm not a fan of them because I'm a rival. Love-hate relationship is really strong, but I just call it what I see it. They paid Dak. It seemed like I don't know. Dak has these up and down games. It be teams. It seemed like Dallas is in it, and he'll throw an interception right to the guy. Now that he's out, the running game is not really strong. CeeDee Lamb is not involved in the game much. You got rid of Amari Cooper. I think Michael Gallup is out because he's hurt. Everything is rest on the defense and Parsons. And soon as teams start to figure out how to, if you see what tackle Parsons, he couldn't get back there to Tom Brady as much as possible. Look for saying with him. I think Jamar Chase, he's going on Trevon Diggs. As good as an athlete Diggs is, does get burned a lot. He is Jalen Ramsey 2.0 right now. Cincinnati will come back, regroup, and win this game.
With that being said, I'm going Cincinnati. Everything's a mess on offense for Dallas. Dallas defense did hold the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 19 points, but it's not the defensive problem. They still got to put up points. Joe Burrow, more cool, more offense, more collective. He's going to have some weapons. Cincinnati wins this game, and with Cooper Rush, it may be about 2+ touchdowns. All right, next game is Houston versus Denver. Dylan, go ahead, talk to me.
I feel like this is gonna. It was probably an easy rest. I mean, Houston tied with the Colts last week because the Colts had a. I feel like Denver has also had a bad week. Javonte Williams and Melvin Yard on the goal line wasn't helpful. Run the game back. I'm sorry, Denver's probably going to win that. So their time management was horrible. This is a game that they out and just have good play calling, time management. This is just a game where he needs to shoot that kind of his decisions kind of made. I feel like the Broncos win and the Broncos win. They need to do something. I think are going to have a good game offensively. Davis Mills put a little more respect on his name. I feel like he's been thrown in this Texans offense. We kind of pick who's just going to be there until they find out whatever. Davis Mills has been playing fairly decent for the Texans. That being said, I don't think they'll beat Denver. I feel like they're going to have a really nice game. I feel like that Denver defense overall do a lot more. I feel like this team, especially after that loss to Seattle, so I'm going to go Denver wins by.
All right, Martin, talk to me. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Right. Say the score, Dylan.
Win by 10 to 14 points.
Okay. All right, now live wire.
All right. It was shocking to see the Texans win last week. Like I said, I picked Seattle to beat Denver just because.
Not win, but tie.
But I went to John Elway up in the booth and think, did I make the right choice with Russell Wilson? I think he won, but I think Denver they definitely have enough over there because they like I said, Seattle and Denver could have gone. It actually could have gone either way, but to pull that game out, Denver just gonna have to put point. They're gonna have to find a way and establish the run a little bit more. I know they want Russ to cook and all of that stuff, but he gonna have to use the running game as trying to want to throw the ball down the field all the time. When he does that, he gets in trouble, and that's when he start getting nicked up and hurt a lot. You seen it last year in Seattle, thrown a lot, and that's what kind of caused the rift between him and during their years when they was making these playoff appearances with the Legion of Doom and Marshawn Lynch, and he threw the ball here and there when it was need to. That's what needs to do with him. Cater back to them old days so you could save him because and if he's getting knocked around and get injured, then you're gonna be back to square.
Are you back? Did he have some technical difficulties?
I think so.
Martin, can you hear us? All right, so Martin, you good? It sounded like he was going out. All right, so I'm gonna do. Oh, all right, you go ahead. You good to go? We're gonna wrap it up real quick too before the technical difficulties start affecting. But go ahead. You're on mute. We can't hear you. Yeah, he's still on mute. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna go with Denver. Now, I'm gonna pump the brakes on Martin real quick. And it might be a good reason why he on technical difficulties. Because this is the deal right here. No, John Elway did not make the wrong decision picking Russell. Have you seen the quarterback room since Peyton Manning? I think he has an upgrade with Russell Wilson up there as well. I think they just had a rough game. No, it's week 1. Let's pump the brakes. Week 2, pump the brakes. We don't know what Denver gonna do. Let's get them some time. I'm telling you, I'm a type of person who picks people after week 8 to see what's going on. Before I make my verdict, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Russell just getting there, new system, first live game action, really, because he ain't played a lot during the preseason. So, you know how it goes. Sometimes most of your true starters, the ones getting paid the big bucks, don't see a lot of preseason action. So week 1, you're going to have a little kinks and rustiness in there. So with that being said, Davis Mills on the other end, for Houston, honestly, raw thoughts, he's in a situation where there's no pressure. We expect the Houston Texans to lose. So if this was him playing for Kansas City, pressure. If this was probably playing for the Cowboys this week, even though they lost, whatever, maybe pressure. If he was playing for the Buffalo Bills, pressure. If he was playing for the LA Rams, this would be pressure at the quarterback position. So it's a lot easier for him to play that position when there's really no pressure. They just need to win games. Houston is not even expecting to be in the Super Bowl or even be in the playoffs right now. So all he has to do is just win games. With that being said, I see Denver regrouping. I see Denver beating up on the Houston Texans. And by the way, I know you were saying something earlier, Martin, about the running game. The running game was there. The running game just can't hold on to the football. I know I got you. The running game can't hold on to the football. The running game was fumbling the ball everywhere last week against Seattle. That wasn't a Russell Wilson situation. That was the running game coughing up the football at the goal line. That was a running game that can't hold the ball. So the running game was also was active. They coughed up the ball. Just like any NFL team, you give a team hope when you turn over the football. So right now, Denver, no ifs, ands, or buts. I got them running away with this game. All right, we got Arizona and the Las Vegas Raiders. Dylan, tell me what you got.
Oh, this is these games that I kind of toss and turn around. Against the Chiefs, a lot of that do calls. They blitzed Patrick Mahomes a lot. Not sure if that's something smart to do, working, but then the times that they didn't patch offense. With that being said, I just need to see more from this Cardinals offense. I need to see Marquise Brown. I mean, they traded a first, so I need to see more from him. Connor, Kyler Murray, I just need to see more out of this. This is a defense that's going to lag. This is really worried about having to play Devontae Adams. They don't really have a big identity on defense. They don't know still. It's a tough vector. Derek Carr didn't look too great that first game. Close one with the Chargers. Game, but Derek Carr threw 2-3 interception that they ran more of a like he was targeting what Josh McDaniels wants. That plays into what their last week game or how this. I'm gonna go the Cardinals though. Need to have a good strong win contention. The Raiders are a team I feel a couple steps away. I feel like they need to maybe just. I feel like this should be a game the Raiders win. You have Chandler Jones and Max Crosby a step behind. I'm gonna go the Cardinals game. I could feel like go to overtime. 21-20.
Martin, you back? You good? Still can't hear you.
No.
Can't hear you. Technical difficulties, people. Technical difficulties. Hold on a second. Sound like he beat back in. Hold on a second. Hold on. No, we can't hear you. What you might have to do is go in and come back out. That's what I probably say. Go in, reset, come back in, and you probably hear it. All right, so with that being said, we're gonna go with Arizona, Las Vegas Raiders. I got Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know what Arizona's doing. They might be last until they could get DeAndre Hopkins back. They got Kyler Murray doing some film study, whatever it is, but it looked terrible last week. It just looked horrible. No, they might be dead last at this point, unless DeAndre Hopkins comes save the season. They might have the 4th pick in the NFL draft. The 4th pick. With that being said, rivalry week, baby. Chicago versus Green Bay.
Green Bay. Green Bay. I think the Bears got. I think the Bears got their. I wouldn't say a good win, but I feel like the Bears got it wasn't pretty, it wasn't ideal games or anything like that. When I feel like they got their week one win, just something like that, and now they're going to get crushed by the Packers. Rodgers looked a little upset after that game. Very open about the lack of helping him out. Christian Watson dropped 70-yard touchdown. That's not a good. Getting Alan Lazard back, which is a massive, very highly on Lazard this offseason. Now he plays. Depends. The Bears will not have enough. I feel like this defense. This is a Packers defense that I feel like they still have some identity crisis. They did not play well, even though they won that game well at all. I would see more with Khalil Herbert. I might show some flashes of here. I don't think it's going to be enough to defeat the Packers. I feel like Aaron Rodgers needs to like show why we call it, show that he doesn't need a crutch like Devontae. I feel like the Packers win in the Packers. Aaron Rodgers owns Green Bay. He said it himself. Aaron Rodgers owns himself. My bad.
Right, I see Aaron Rodgers and them guys coming back. And I'm gonna tell you now, no excuse, no matter what. Number of receivers or not, he took the money. Raw thoughts. He got what he got. It's time for them to groom. Each week, I expect the Packers get better, better, and better. But Aaron Rodgers said it best. He said it best. He said it best, people. I own the Bears. I own the Bears. So with that being said, I don't even care what type of season it is. You need to own them this week. So therefore, the Packers should win this game. And the final game of the week, Minnesota versus Philadelphia.
See, this is a good game. This is going to be a good game. I'm really excited for Philadelphia on this one. Philadelphia. Philadelphia, I felt has 35 points to Philadelphia, especially on your defense. They gave up DeAndre Swift, which makes Dalvin Cook's probably going to do this game. I feel like this Eagles defense is better on the Vikings. I feel like they're going to play a little bit better. Like first week, they probably looked at the Lions as an easy win, and then didn't really show up. Now on had a good game, but with that being said, Justin, I'm not sure how much Jair Alexander played a lot. This was a team where Jefferson scored. Got a 70 on a lot of his catches. He was wide open on. The Philadelphia defense with better corners. They're just everything to just try to combat. And with that being said, I'm not sure how they're back like Jalen Hurts. Hurts looked nice his first game. Defense looked really nice that first game. It was just starting off a little slow. I feel like their time to win. Their time to win is now. A Cowboys team with Dak Prescott. You don't have a offense right now. So if you're going to win, you need to while Dak Prescott's gone until he comes back. Have that sense of urgency to try to win now and create. Feel like they're going to do it tonight with a strong win against the wild card contending team. So it looks a lot this win. Feel like the Eagles will get it done.
All right, with that being said, my guy Martin at Livewire Sports and Entertainment says he has the Las Vegas Raiders beating Arizona. He has Green Bay beating Chicago. He has Minnesota beating Philadelphia Eagles. And with that being said, I'm going with the dark horse. I feel like the Minnesota Eagles are a dark horse team in the NFL. And right now, I like the Philadelphia Eagles. I have them as a dark horse team because they have a West Coast offense, have a new coach. It's the same style of play. Kirk Cousins, just like you say, Philly's time to win. Kirk Cousins' time is definitely now to win because he has Jefferson, he has Thielen, he has Irv Smith, he has Cook. I mean, he has some weapons. The defense is pretty good. So with that being said, right now, early season game. Now playoff time may be different after 8 games, but right now I feel like Minnesota has enough experience and enough people around at the moment, to kind of. I think their team is a little bit more already in place. And it's a veteran quarterback, Kirk Cousins, regardless of what people think about Kirk Cousins. I feel like Minnesota should win this game. Now, Philly later on down the road, if you ask me week 8, week 9, my opinion probably be different. But right now I'm talking week 2. And week 2, I feel like the Minnesota Vikings should be able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And with that being said, man, it's been a great show today, man. My guy Dylan, you've been around, Seattle Seahawks fan himself, 49er fan myself, Sunday morning drive. We getting ready for NFL. I hope you guys got your food or whatever you got going on at the moment, your coffee, cooking out on the grill, whatever you do for Sunday night football or Sunday football. I hope it's a great day. With that being said, we are both out. Sunday morning drive has come to a red light stop.
All right.